Hey there, how's it going? Welcome to Looplearnings, and this is video number 21. I know, it's been after 10 days, so I apologize for that delay. And the reason is because, of course, I was extremely busy. I'm still busy, but I'm just trying to catch up with the videos. I don't personally like to delay the content. I know some of you wait for my content, so thank you so much for that. And in this video we are going to continue with whatever we have done in video number 20, and video number 20 is very important if you want to learn about this video, about whatever happens in this video. The reason is because this is a continuation of video number 20, so if you haven't watched video number 20, I would strongly recommend you to watch that video as well, so you have a continuity of learning. Anyway, so what are we going to do in last video? But before I proceed further, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please go ahead and do that. Hit the bell icon so you get notification whenever I upload a new video. And let's move on to this content of this video. And in this video, what I'm going to do is, in last video I did the VB coding behind this button. So when I click on it, this form appears, and this form name is manage orders. It has two tabs. One tab is orders placed, and the purpose of this tab and list box is to show and demonstrate the list of orders, stock transfer orders that are placed from our location. And the other tab is orders from other locations. You can see by name, you can understand. And the purpose of this list box is to show the orders that are coming in from the other locations. Now, before I proceed further, what I would like to do is I would like to tell you that we are going to use VB coding. So for behind this button, so for example, I want to see how many stock transfer orders that we have created are under the status of approved. So I click here, I see the list of stock transfer orders that are marked as approved. How many are rejected? So I can put the rejected status here. How many orders are already placed to other locations that are created from our location? So I click on this button, order place, and we get the list of the orders. How many stock transfer orders are under the status of stock in transit? That means the orders that we have placed to someone and they have changed the status from stock on order to stock in transit, so to tell us that, hey, we have already dispatched whatever you have ordered. And then if we want to receive the stock in transit items, we simply click on in transit, double click on the stock transfer order and do the receiving. And once we're done with receiving, we click on this button and we see the list of stock transfer orders for which the stock is already been received. Now here's another one, back order. Now back order is something, it can happen. So for example, we place the order to someone and they looked at in their stock and they say, we don't have that much stock, so let's mark it as back order. That also will fall under this button. So I hope you have understood my explanation, and even if you're not, no worries, just watch the video and you will understand. Again, I would strongly recommend you to watch video number 20 and then come here, or you watch this and watch video number 20 as well to learn what exactly we are doing. And the reason I was saying that, because I'm going to copy and paste the entire code. Now, entire code doesn't mean that it's thousands of lines, it's just 4 or 5 lines of code, but I don't want to type it again, entire code, to save your time and my time as well. So that's why I'm keep saying watch video number 20 if you want to learn about the code, how it was written, what was the intention behind it. Anyway, let's move on. Let's go to the design view of this form, design view of this form as well. Close it. Now first thing first, I would like to do is a couple of housekeeping stuff. At the moment this button says create new PO, but this button is being used for multiple purposes. So instead of saying PO specifically, I'll just say new order. How about that? right? Because we are creating purchase order or stock transfer order by clicking on this button. Now what I would like to do is I would like to go behind this button, and I would like to provide a code block for STO. It's already there. I've written that code for you. Okay, so you can see that if the txt now viewing, now this becomes a very important. So if you click here, this is called now viewing text box. This tells Microsoft Access that, hey, this form is being used for multiple purposes, but at the moment you show this particular record. So that's why referring to this STO, this text box is extremely important. So at the moment when this text box is STO, then you open the stock transfer order form. Simple as that. Now let's move on, and if I go to the approved button and I go to the event tab, we can see at the moment there is a code already, but this code is for purchase order. Now this button is going to be used for multiple purposes, so that's why we have to refer to txt now viewing. But before I do anything behind this button, I'll go to the main tab. I'll click here because this is the button called stock transfers, and I'll click on ... Now if I scroll down, you will see these two code blocks. Okay, this code block, you can see the description here: to fetch the stock transfer orders for the orders placed from our side. Now if you will see, if I scroll towards my right, you will see that the status we are looking at is STO created. So by default, when we click on this button, by default Microsoft Access shows all the stock transfer orders that are with the status of STO created on this list box. Now I'm going to copy this code, and this is why I was saying please make sure that you watch video number 20, because in video number 20 I have written this code, I've demonstrated, and I have given all the possible explanation why this code is required. So that's why please watch video number 20. But in this video, to save your time and my time, I'll simply be copying this entire code. I'll be going to this button and event tab ... In here I'm going to make a little space here, and I'll say else if me .txt now viewing .value is equal to STO. Then now you understood, hopefully, that if this text box shows PO, then run this code. Okay, but if this text box shows STO, then run this code. Simple as that. So we are just giving the instructions to computer, to Microsoft Access, what needs to be done. But a little bit of modification is required. First modification is we have to change the status. At the moment STO created, that's the status it is looking at. But because this button is called approved, so when user clicks on approved button, this list box should show all the approved purchase order, stock transfer orders. So here I'm going to say approved. Okay, and that's it. Here a little bit of modification is required. So we need to get rid of these forms, manage orders, exclamation marks, etc. So instead of that, we will refer to it as me.listOP. And the reason is because this button exists in the same form of the list box. So that's why we need to get rid of this. Okay, and we have to change it to me. All right, to keep it short, here we go. That's it. That's the coding. That's the part. So I'm going to copy this entire code again, close it, we'll come back to reject it, ... come here, make space, there we go. But the only thing now we need to change is this status. So we'll say rejected. Okay, Alrighty, close that. We'll go to the order placed, come here, make a little space and change the status to SOO. SOO means stock on order. So that's why I'm saying watch video number 1920. You would understand what I've done, and this is the continuation of that video. All right, so that is done. I'll go to the in transit, here we go, make a little space, and this time instead of proved, I'm going to say SIT, stock in transit. So show me all the stock transfer orders that has status called SIT, stock in transit. The user click here, that's what Access does, and it shows the list of all the stock transfer orders that has status called SIT. Now let's move on to received, make a little space here and move it to the right, and here we will say GRN. Now with this code, what we are telling Microsoft Access that if a user clicks on this button called received, show user all these stock transfer orders that has status called GRN, goods receipt notification, in this list box. Likewise we do with the back orders as well. So we go here, make a little space, and we paste in the entire code, and we go here and we say PO, back order. It is as simple as that. Debug it, compile it, there we go, no error found. Now let's move on and do the exact same, replicate the exact same activity, but this time we'll go to this tab. Now I want to get rid of these two buttons. Well, still you can have it, but for my purpose of this application it's not required, so you can, I'm going to delete it. You if you want, you can delete as well. So in transit, let's make that, change the name BTN, okay, BTN SIT, okay, and make changes to the name of this button as well, BTN BO. Oops, BO is already used, so we'll use it RBO, back order for receiving orders. Now I'll go back to main form, behind this button again, event tab, and this time I'm going to copy this code, right? Because this is used to fetch the STO for orders received. So I'm going to use this code, copy, close, we go to the stock transfer, manage orders form, behind this button, code builder. First thing first, I get the error handling, on error, resume, next. Okay, here we go, paste in here. Now I put the condition if me.txt now viewing dot value is equal to STO, then you make sure that you run this code, but this time again we have to do modification here as well. So me dot, so change all of that to me dot, okay. All right, now I'll move right towards my right, and in here I'm going to change it to SIT. Remember, we are doing the VBA coding for stock in transit button, behind stock in transit. Now I'm going to copy the entire code, and the reason is because I want to go and do the same with the back order button, code builder, and I move towards my right, and in here I change it to BO, okay. All right, that is it. What it is, block if without end if. Oops, yeah. Have we done end if behind the in transit button or not? No. Okay. All right, cool. Debug again. No error right now. Close it. Now you must have been thinking, oh, this guy is just copying pasted code from one form to another form. Yes sir, madam, yes, that's what exactly I did in this video, because I've demonstrated that code word by word, line by line in video number 20. That's why I keep saying, please watch video number 20 and then you watch this, then you will understand, then you will connect the dots. Now it's time to practice, but before I do that, I have to see whether I've done the coding behind double click action here. So no coding here, so I'll do that. Else if me.txt now viewing dot value is equal to sto, then do cmd dot open form. Which form we want to open? Well, this time we want to open sto, and we will give a condition stid equals to ampersand me dot list op dot column and column number 0. All right, so if you did not understand what I did, well, simply double click action I created. So if anyone double clicks on any of the record in the list box, the respective record should open in sto form. That's what I did. Likewise, we'll do the same here. So I go dot dot dot, double click, and in here I say, first of all, I take the error handling on error, resume next, and now I'm going to do a little bit of code, and I'm going to say if me dot txt now viewing dot value. Referring to this is very important, that's why I keep referring to it. Then do cmd dot open form. Which form we want to open? Well, it's called sto, and we will give where condition. Where condition is stid equals ampersand me dot list or dot column 0 and if. All right, debug, save, all looks okay. It's time to test it, whether everything works well or not. So we'll go to the background. I will log on to central warehouse, and I'll go to the inventory management, stock transfer orders. There you go. So we have one order here, one order here. So one order here. First of all, let's see if the code is working. So if we click on approved, so it's working, nothing is there. Rejected, orders placed. There is already one order which is placed, that is good. In transit, there is one order that is under the status of in transit. Received, there is already order something received. Back order, nothing is back order. Approved, nothing is approved. Okay, all right, so there is one PO with the status called STO created. That means it's a fresh, not PO, stock transfer order. It's a fresh stock transfer order. So let's take an action. So this time I double click here and we get stock transfer order number 5, and we say, okay, it's I looked at it. Let's say I'm approving authority, I approve it. Now the status is approved. So if I click here now, all right, so if I open it, we don't see anything because the stock transfer order which was here, it is marked as approved. We can see here, and STID number 5 we can see here as well. So now what we need to do, we need to place the order. So STID number 5 at the moment it's sitting under the approved. Now I'm going to double click on it, and I'm going to place the order. Okay, now the stock transfer order the status for the STID number 5 is SOO, which is stock on order. If I click on approved, I don't see anymore this stock transfer order number 5, but I do see under this particular tab called orders placed. Now after the order is placed, after that it is with the supplier. Now the supplier has to change the status, and now which supplier we have ordered to? Our cost center is 15, right? CW15, and the supplier that we have ordered to is GW18. So let's go to and log on to GW18 dashboard, and let's mark it as in transit. The supplier has to do in transit, right? We can't do in transit by our own. So we go here, we close it, and we log on again to GW18 location. Now GW18, I guess, is the third warehouse, and that is correct. GW18 here, inventory management, stock transfer. Now where do I see that? I see under this form, right, under this tab, and I double click here and I see STID number 5, right? This was the STID. Now I looked at my stock, and the I do have 8 pieces, so I'll say okay, I'll just make it in transit. So now it is in transit, right? So if I click here, now we see STID number 5 is under in transit. Now after the in transit is done, I would like to see whether that appears under the in transit tab of the warehouse that has placed the order, which is CW15. So I go back to the CW15, which is the central warehouse, inventory management, stock transfer. Now if I click here, I should see STID number 5 appears under in transit. So if I double click here, and I see STID number 5 under stock in transit. Now I received this stock as well, and to receive this stock, what I need to do is I click on received. So I say I received 8 items, 8 items were ordered, 8 items I'm receiving. So now GRN is done. Okay, now if I click on in transit, I don't see that STID number 5 anymore under in transit, but I do see under the received tab. So you can see STID number 5, it is appearing here. Fantastic. Now let's do something here, and let's take action to what orders were placed by another warehouse to our warehouse. So GW18 warehouse has placed an order for this item in 4 quantity, STID number 4, right? And at the moment I see in my warehouse that okay, the stock is available. Let me just mark it in transit. So we will ship it to the location which has placed order to us, which is GW18. Now I see it under in transit, right? And the stock transfer ID is 4. So I log back in GW18 location to see. Here we go, log on, inventory management, stock transfer, and this is what is the name? Stock transfer ID number 3. Here I will click on in transit, and this is where I should see that STID. Here we go, STID number 4, and it is at the moment in transit. Now I received that. So for example, 4 pieces were ordered, 4 I have received, and save, not save, mark it as received. Okay, so STO, the stock has been received. If I click on in transit, I don't see it anymore because it is gone under the received. So this is what I wanted to show you, that anything is possible. Now this is just one drop of the sea. You can do a lot when it comes to VBA and Microsoft Access, and you can create any kind of functionality with all these beautiful codes. And of course you can modify. This is the idea of my videos, are just to give you the idea, right? That's the objective, just to give you the idea that if you want something to be done, it is possible to do, right? And I just tell you the way, whatever I know. I'm not expert, I keep saying that. Please do not quote me anywhere, and do not copy me with closed eyes. Just make sure that whatever you learn from here in these videos, you apply in your own project, in your own, by your own. Anyway, thank you very much for your support. Thank you very much for watching. If you're watching still now, I appreciated that. Please do subscribe to the channel. Do let me know in the comments below whether you have learned something or you have not, and hit the bell icon so you get notification whenever I upload a new video. Anyway, I got to go. I have to do something else as well. So thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next